This is a clip from an earlier live stream. I know you're going to like it, so the link to the full video is down below. Check it out. I'll see you over there.
You're analyzing why I'm saying Christ is king.
No, saying the phrase Jesus Christ is not taking the Lord's name in vain unless you're doing it in a certain context, right? There's context matters.
Yeah, so going back to Candace Owens, when she worked for Daily Wire, your friend Ben fired her because she said Christ is king.
And I never said that what she said was anti-Semitic.
Okay, but you're calling her an anti-Semite.
Oh, yes, because she said way worse than that.
Okay, let's move on, because everyone seems to be obsessed with Candace. My last question, why were you at the Hamptons?
Can you just real quick?
Why were you at the Hamptons?
Do you think that anything Candace has said is anti-Semitic?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Nothing, ever. That's interesting.
Okay.
I mean, I listen to her daily.
You should look up more of
I haven't heard one thing out of her mouth that I would say is anti-Semitic.
That sounds so much like Megyn Kelly, and the fact that she's blonde and kind of looks like Megyn is staggering. Like, that sounds like Megyn all day. That's exactly what Megyn said. And I'm sorry, Seth, and Seth is Jewish. Am I right? Do you know?
I don't know.
I think he is. My point is, why not tell her? Well, he probably wouldn't make this argument. I would make the argument that people saying Christ is king, the reason it's anti-Semitic is because the people that are saying Christ is king, Christ is not their king. There's the problem. They're just making it. They're doing it to spite somebody.
Yeah,
that's it. It is just like Big Mama at Thanksgiving saying, "Baby, where your husband at?" And you know that they dealing with something. That's all it is. It's just being messy. That's all it is. And so no, it's the exact same thing. Like, baby, go get your uncle some food. Oh, that's right. He ain't even here. She's being messy.
Yeah.
And that's all it is. And I'm sorry. I wish she would ask me that question. I'll tell her.
It's just dripping off of him, like the evil, the dishonesty. He then goes on to say a bunch of things that I never, ever, ever said, of course, because they have to just make things up. And
what are the things?
She now says outwardly what she thinks about Jews, and there's no separation between Zionists and Jews. Yes, there is. Half the time I'm attacking these Christian Zionists for the exact same reason, where they're trying to sell to us racial.
Why don't you show us what he said? And then we can go back and run it back and find it. That's just adorable that she doesn't show you what he said. Oh my gosh. Okay. I've been trying not to screenshot, but this one right here has got to be screenshotted. Okay. I'm sorry.
Supremacy, which is really just Israeli supremacy, right? And telling us that if we don't worship Israel, it's problematic. And gratefully, she gets up and she calls him on that. She's like, what are you even speaking about? And so then she, as you see, she's kind of setting the groundwork for, she decides to move to the topic of the Hamptons. And here is what Seth Dillon had to say.
The Hamptons meeting was a retreat called by Charlie. It was I don't know if many of you are familiar with this. I'll give you a little context, but there was a claim that was made that an intervention was staged with Charlie, where people pulled him into a room in a very aggressive manner, pressured and blackmailed him because they felt like he was straying away from his support for Israel. That was the claim. The Hamptons retreat, and that was the Hamptons retreat was characterized that way. It was not like that. There were about 30 people there, handpicked and invited by Charlie personally. He brought us there. He stood at the front of the room with a microphone throughout the thing. The theme of it was Save the West. His primary focus was on the threat of Islam, the problem of Islam. There was heated and spirited debate about the issue of Israel in the room, but it was debate that Charlie himself initiated, and he wanted to hear different perspectives on it. And so we voiced a lot of our perspectives. One of the things that I disagreed with him on was he said that, you know, if you're not sufficiently supportive of Israel, it can be really ruinous for you in a position like his. If you criticize Israel at all, they'll try to, denigrate you and destroy you and call you names, call you anti-Semitic, etc. And it can ruin you. And I said, yeah, certainly that's true, but it can also be very costly to stand up to those people. And I gave the example of my own experience where I criticized I criticized the critics of Israel, and they tried to destroy me. And so, we can all, whine and cry about the consequences of what might happen if we say certain things, but everybody has a right to give their opinion and say what they think. So there was back and forth like that. But there were many people that came out and made statements afterwards that it was completely mischaracterized. And that was really evil what she did, to lie about a situation like that and try to portray it as though the Jews were trying to blackmail Charlie. That resulted in death threats.
She never said
She
that.
absolutely said that.
No, she didn't.
She put my face on a movie poster for I Know What You Did Last Summer, suggesting that I had a role in his murder. Like I played a role in his murder. That's why someone tried to kill me and my family and got arrested in Texas.
Okay, so go ahead, Tanya. You about to say something?
She's blamed everybody for Charlie's murder. So
Everybody.
It's not hard to believe that she blames Seth. Come on, man. What's wrong with that lady?
Watch this. Okay, I just want to know: is she gonna mention that she had a death threat from the French?
Yeah,
I just want to see. I wanted to see if she, because I got my banner right here, y'all. I haven't used it in a while. I got dusted off. All right. All right. I'm ready. I'm gonna take it down if she says anything, y'all. Okay. If she says something, I'm taking it down. All right. Here we go.
I just love Zionists. No matter what, they can be a victim. She put my name on it. She put my face in a thumbnail of I Know What You Did Last Summer. An objectively hilarious thing that I did. Go me. That is fantastic. And he wants us to think that it almost led to his murder. They're just such crimes. They mass murder children overseas and defend it and explain it away. Zionists, that's actually what's happening. And then you put them on a little thumbnail poster, as in I Know What You Did Last Summer, because that's punny. Okay? It is. And we're speaking about the Hamptons. And now he's like, I almost got killed. I almost died. It's so not okay. It's evil. No, what's evil is you lied. And now you're adjusting your story. Everybody go back and watch the clips of them discussing what happened in the Hamptons. And she is correct. I never said that he was blackmailed. Charlie described what happened in the Hamptons as he was being morally blackmailed. And by the way, you can find clips of Charlie speaking about how he felt that he was being morally blackmailed over his position on Israel. Those are Charlie's words, not mine. And he felt he was being morally blackmailed because of what Seth Dillon did. So first, Seth Dillon.
Why don't you put it on the screen then?
Mm-hmm.
I love how she says you can go find him. That would be bombshell. That would. Why are you not showing that? You should have been lining them jokers up. Bam, 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 bam. But you don't. You want me to go do the homework. Why do I need to do your work?
Exactly. If you can do it, so can she.
Right. If I could do it, then you could have done it.
Yep.
And if you're saying it exists, then you probably know the best example. Because she said clips, plural. But you probably can find, you already know. Candace, you probably already know the best one. Why don't you show it? Just something to think about.
Perspective was it was just a nice, lovely, spirited debate. Now he's changing this, and he admits that it got heated. Oh, where was that? Why couldn't acknowledge that it got heated before, Seth? When we were saying that that was true and that's what happened. And by the way, they never want to touch the fact, even when they all came out, these carefully orchestrated legal type statements to be like, oh, nothing happened in the Hamptons. No one even wanted to touch the fact that Bibi Netanyahu called, which I told you happened. Everything I said was true. It got heated.
But it wasn't.
Charlie was being pressed. He was so stressed about what happened in the Hamptons that it spilled over into his conversation with Megyn Kelly. Kudos to Megyn for telling the truth about how he was feeling. Kudos to Tucker Carlson for telling the truth about how he was feeling. They were just, oh no, they told us Charlie never even flinched on Israel. Now he's saying it got heated. Well, why would it get heated? Was this a mock debate as they tried to present it? Like, it was, why would it get heated? If Charlie's position was not shifting, why would it get heated? Can somebody explain that?
Does she ever make room for the idea that heated is a objective or rather subjective term?
Yeah.
And being able to say something was a heated discussion, depending on your ethnicity, the heated discussion could be chairs flying or it could be just voices getting raised.
Exactly.
It just depends.
Exactly.
It depends. So again, like, what does this mean? Like, she's going to try her very best, even though we know that Charlie spoke against Islam. They're not going to catch any smoke. We know Charlie Kirk spoke down against the Alphabet Mafia. They're not going to get any. Antifa, none at all. The left, none at all. She really wants us to believe that people that benefited the most from Charlie Kirk's life wanted to end his life. And the people who benefited the most from his Deletion didn't do it. That's what she wants you to believe if you are a Cantifa supporter. She wants you to believe that the right benefited more than the left.
Yeah.
That's what she wants you to believe. You put that in your pipe and you smoke it and you make that work because that's stupid. I know you liked that episode. This is actually a clip from a larger live stream. The link is down in the description, so you can go check it out. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you down there. Grace and peace.